Well, good day. Today, instead of a normal vlog, I'm going to take you behind the scenes of me filming my little experimental short film for the Moment Invitational. Okay, so I said everything has to be filmed on the phone. I'm using my iPhone XS, and I've got a Moment 60mm lens on it, and we'll visit the Moment lenses after I finish this. That way you can get an idea of like what they are and how they work, but they are great lenses, especially for the price. The app I'm using is called Filmic Pro, F-I-L-M-I-C Pro, and it is hands down the best tool for the iPhone for getting video. It actually allows you manual features like, like the manual button on your DSLR or mirrorless. So I'm able to adjust to like, shutter speed and ISO. It offers a log profile for a really, really flat, low contrast color. That way I can color grade it later on. And it's just an overall great tool for getting video. So this is the app itself, and this actually allows you to change the exposure if you want to do that, and you can lock it onto whatever, but I don't like using that. And then this is actually your focus point, so you can tap and lock in on focus, or you can just leave it in that spot so that it continually adjusts if something changes in the scene. So what's really cool, again, I mentioned you can adjust things like white balance, so I'm going to turn automatic white balance off because I hate it. As you saw yesterday in the vlog, I hate improper white balances. I'm going to note that that's at 3676K. K? Yeah, okay, that's weird. Here's my color profile. I've already got it set to log. I'm going to lower, actually I'm going to raise the shadows just a little bit to give a little less depth of shadow. That way there's less contrast. And then I'm actually going to lower the highlights just a tad. I'm going to click out of there. Now, I can hit this and go to a completely manual thing. Because it's on 24 frames per second, I'm going to make sure that my shutter speed is at 1/48, and I'm going to hit it. That way it turns red and it locks it. Now that means I can adjust my ISO depending on where I need it at, which is insanely awesome for a phone. I'm going to leave it at like 100. Over here I can actually rack focus with the phone, and I can zoom with it, but I'm just going to leave that locked. I'm going to click out, and I'm going to pull. And you'll notice also that that's locked. I'm going to pull the focus over here because that's where I'm going to have my first setup for the film, okay? And as we go, hopefully it'll make a little more sense. So the premise behind this film is this man receives a package in the mail, and the package just has what looks like a strange object, maybe a paperweight, maybe something else. The guy has a radio going, a shortwave radio, and he notices strange interference as he walks by with this object. At one point or another, it turns out that he sets the object down beside the radio and something strange really occurs, and that's what's going to be the whole crux of the film. So let's just get rolling. Action! Oh wait, hold on. Here we go. Action. I might mention too that while the iPhone does record pretty decent audio, I'm actually going to use an external audio recorder, which is the Zoom H1, just because it creates a really nice atmosphere if you've got sound that's really close to it. Kind of like right now how the microphone is echoing before I edit anything. Same thing happens on the iPhone. So I'm going to use a small microphone, or a small recorder that I can kind of hide and get really good quality audio out of it. This is the radio, and this is going to be the first shot of the film. Just a shortwave radio here. You might notice too, you may have noticed in that other shot, I don't know if you do, I don't know if you can see it, but you may have noticed in the other shot that this pillow sitting here on the driftwood chair says, "Do you believe in angels?" Which is actually something that I'm kind of pointing at in this film. So see if you can pick up on that. I love experimental films because you can mess around with these different narrative, non-linear kind of patterns. So what I'm doing now is I'm going to get like 2 or 3 different location shots of the radio in the same spot. That way I can sort of bounce around from clip to clip. The whole premise is just to give it a very unsettling feel. Like, I don't want it to be creepy necessarily, but unsettling, like something strange is happening. And I kind of want to leave that up to the viewer as to what it really is. So I need to capture some of these shots that are kind of just odd and awkward, and something that I can mess around with and mess with the mind as I do it. Okay, so the next part of the story is me walking up the stairs, which I already did the first time. Now I'm gonna walk up, I'm gonna get a different angle of me opening this package of something that came in the mail, and we're gonna see it for the first time, although we'll see it probably at the beginning of the film in an abstract way just to sort of push those things along. And then I've got another idea that I may shoot outside, and that may be the actual first clip, I'm just not sure yet. We'll let it go, we'll let it evolve as I go. I kind of take the Ernest Hemingway approach in the sense of this kind of filmmaking, especially when it's experimental film, because Hemingway said that he just starts writing and would just let the story evolve as he wrote. And I like that, because as you go, something comes up in your mind and you're able to film it, and you kind of improv, and it's kind of based on the experiential inspiration. So I took the moment lens off, and now the field of view is really probably too wide for what I'm looking for. So I'm gonna kind of tuck it in behind the plant so that we're just sort of looking from afar. It's gonna be interesting whether or not I can actually get myself with the artifact in the frame properly. One thing I'm doing is lining up the grid with the I don't know what you call them, that hole in the wall. That way it's level. I love a good level frame. Okay, so now the next question is whether or not I'm actually going to be in the frame. I should. Okay. Okay, for the next shot, I've got the phone here facing out into the living room, just a super wide angle. It's an 18mm wide angle lens. I'm gonna complete the motion of me walking up here. I'm gonna set this plastic bag down, but I'm gonna walk away with this thing. And as I walk away with this thing, I have to pass the shortwave radio, at which point it will receive some interference. Pay attention. The next shot is after he finds a radio station to listen to. He walks over to the rocking chair and sits down to examine this thing because he doesn't know who it's from or where it's from. I forgot to hit record on that one, but anyway, it was just exactly like I explained. So now I got to get a close-up shot of the rocking chair rocking, because the whole idea behind experimental film is to tell stories in different ways. Sometimes they don't even tell stories, but I want to just tell this in sort of a different, odd way, and sort of, again, an unsettling way. Whoa, I'm standing on my tripod. So the next shot I think I want the doorbell to ring and him get up out of the chair, walk over, set this down in front of the radio again, just because it's the first place to set something. Go down, and as he sets it down, we start to pick up something really bizarre again. Well, I know I'm gonna need an ND filter, because the next shot is gonna be the iPhone looking in from outside as I open the door because the doorbell rang. So I wanna show you an iPhone filmmaking hack, right? Check this out. So if you need an ND on your iPhone camera, just get you one of those little hair thingies. I guess they're just hair clips. I don't know what you call them. And just clip it on. It does no damage to the ND filter, and you get the effects of the ND. As you can see, the screen is super dark black. Okay, so I got so into it, I forgot to record the rest. But anyway, you'll see the film probably today. You'll be watching this tomorrow. So yeah, you'll probably, I gotta post it today, tomorrow, which is, anyway, you'll watch it. It'll be the same day that this vlog posts. I just want to challenge you to try something different with your filmmaking. Like, try your phone, use different angles with your phone, because your phone can get in strange places that a standard camera can't. Try different stories, try different techniques of narrative. Look up some experimental and avant-garde films on YouTube and watch those and see how those unfold. Some of them won't make any sense to you, and that's perfectly all right. But take some of those things that they do and challenge yourself in your own filmmaking, because the whole avant-garde and experimental film scene has actually pushed what we would call commercial videography and commercial cinematography in the cinematography techniques and the editing and the colors and the way that they have presented things in the past by pushing those boundaries have made cinematographers push their own boundaries. And so that's my challenge to you, is like, go watch something different, go try something different, and just see what you come up with. There is no failure. You're just messing around and trying something. The worst that you could possibly do is just not like it at the end. The best is learn a new technique or learn something, create something new that nobody's ever seen. You can do that. You have the ability. You have the talent. All you have to do is take action. Action begets action. I'm Hyatt. I'm a daily vlogger and filmmaker. Thank you for watching. Love for you to hit that subscribe button, like this video, and leave a comment down below telling me your favorite experimental film. Thanks so much.